Welcome back, everybody. It's Phys Ed. We are starting a new unit today. The kids at school here are working on a new unit of basketball. So we'll be using manipulatives or things that we get to move ourselves. So we'll be doing basketball for the next few weeks. So we'll be working on these. So at home, look for you to try to find a ball if you can. Do your best to try to find something around the house if you have like a basketball or a soccer ball or even a like a playground ball or something like that. Try to find one of those, or if you cannot find one, ask me, and I can maybe get one to you for the time being to work on this skill. So we're going to be doing basketball for the next couple weeks, and like I usually do, I always break up the skill into three cues. So the first skill we're going to be working on in basketball is dribbling. And dribbling is when you move the ball under control from one place to another. So in basketball, you need to dribble the ball in order to move it from one place to another. At least that's one way that you move the ball. And dribbling is kind of like, it's just like in soccer, only there's a difference. In basketball, we only use our hands when we play basketball. In soccer, we use our feet. In basketball, we use our hands. So we're going to be using our hands to dribble, and you can use your favorite hand, which is the hand that you use the most, that you eat your cereal with, you use scissors with, right with. That's your favorite hand or your dominant hand. So you'll probably want to use that one most, but I'd like for you to try sometimes too using your non-dominant hand, the one you don't use as much, just as a challenge. So that's something that you can work on as well. So I've broken up the skill dribbling basketball into three cues, like I usually do, three things for you to think about as you are dribbling so you can be a successful dribbler. We have finger pads, we have medium level, because we've learned our levels earlier this year. And then finally, a reoccurring theme or something we use quite often is eyes on the ball, keep your eyes on the ball, but also look up. And so I'll talk about those briefly before I move on to demonstrating dribbling. So when we have a basketball, or when when we're dribbling, which is pushing the ball down, okay, pushing the ball down. When we're doing that, we want to, number one, use our finger pads. And so I'll kind of stand to the side here. A lot of times when kids dribble, they kind of slap their hand down on it and they're using the palm of their hand, which is right there. And when that happens, you don't have as much control. So what I'd like for you to do is think about using your finger pads. If you can say it at home, finger pads. That's the soft part of your finger right here on each finger. So if you take your thumb and your finger and you push them together, that's your finger pad. And I like for you to think about trying to use your finger pads. And if we use our fingertips, which is the tops of them right there, it kind of hurts. It doesn't feel so good, and you don't have as much control. If you use your palm, again, you don't have as much control because you have very little touching the ball right there. But if you curve your hand a little bit and you have a little space under there, you use your finger pads, and that will actually give you the most control. And something to think about as well is if you keep your fingers close together, you don't have as much control as if you spread them apart. So spread your fingers apart and try to use those finger pads as you dribble. So I'll come back here and kind of demonstrate pushing the ball down. Tough to see from far away, but using your finger pads. Number two, medium level. You want to try to dribble at a medium level. I'm going to pull this down a little bit so you can see. As you're dribbling, remember we have three levels. What's this one up here? You remember this one? It is high, that's right. And then we have medium, which is about waist level. And then we have way down here is low, that's right. So we have high, medium, and low. And so when we're dribbling, we want to try to keep the ball at a medium level. That's going to give us the best control. And if you think about how my elbow bends, I'm going to put the ball down. Where my elbow bends right here, it bends straight out. That keeps my arm at about a medium level. So it makes it a little bit easier to dribble. You'll have more control if you keep it at a medium level. If you get too low, what happens is it stops. And if you dribble really high in the air, you have a lot of space there where you don't have control of the ball. And a lot of times, if you have too much space while you're dribbling, if it's really high up, if you're playing basketball against another team, it makes it really easy for them to come over and take the ball from you because there's a lot of time that you don't have your hand on that ball. So if you're dribbling at a low level, it kind of stops, okay? Harder to move at a low level. At a high level, you don't have very much control, so the other team can steal it. So at a medium level is going to give you the most control, okay? Medium level is going to give you the most control, all right? And then number 3, we want to keep our eyes on the ball, but also look up from time to time to see what's going on around you. Just like in soccer, you want to be able to see what's going on around you so you don't bump into things. If you're playing basketball, which is a team sport, you want to be able to look up and see your teammates to pass. And if you want to take a shot on the net, you got to be able to see where that net is. So you have to look up to see what's going on around you. So as I dribble, okay, your kindergarten, first and second grade, you should be looking at the ball a bunch, but just every once in a while, look up, see what's going on around you. Okay, keep your eye on the ball, then look up. Okay. So what we like to do is, when we're working on those different skills, start thinking about finger pads, medium level, okay, or waist level, and keep your eyes on the ball, but also look up from time to time. So those are the things I want you to think about as you are dribbling. And I'll come back with another activity of different ways we can dribble the ball to practice. So I'll do a different day on that. But I want you just to dribble practicing those things. Thinking about using those finger pads to dribble. You could do 5 dribbles on one side, go to the other side, 5 dribbles on the other. Okay, having control, 5 dribbles, 5 on one side, 5 on the other. If you want to experiment too, it's a lot of fun to try to experiment and actually try to dribble at a really low level to see what happens. And that's what I have the kids do here at school, is I actually have them try to dribble at a really low level and then dribble at a high level to see what kind of control they have or don't have, and then dribble at a medium level to see what happens. So again, I can demonstrate. Here we go. I'm going to pull it back a little bit so you can all see better. So if I dribble at a low level, if I start getting really low, you can probably see me here. I can get it going pretty low, but all of a sudden, if I get too low, it'll just stop. And if I dribble at a high level, it's really out of control. You can't even see it anymore. The other team will come over and take it. So dribbling at a medium level gives you the most control. If you're dribbling around in space, okay, make sure your eyes are on the ball, but look up to see where you're going, right? Make sure my eyes are up so I can see the video, right? And then use those finger pads. So I will hope to see some videos of you working on dribbling, okay? That's the skill we're going to be working on with basketball. And so I hope to see some videos of you working on those skills, thinking of those cues of finger pads. I'll put it up here again. I don't think I put it up very long last time. Finger pads, medium level, eyes on the ball, but look up, okay? Remember to get outside, get some fresh air, even though it's probably winter now. Make sure you get outside and get some fresh air, get some activity out there, and always stay active. Keep sending in those videos. I love to see them all, and keep up the good work. All right, buddy, take care. See you soon.